Hello and welcome my fab fans to Clam's new video. Despite my voice feeling a little bit better, I vomited for hours. You gotta love when the body just does its own shit. I'm reading this one manga, and the characters are finally gonna talk to each other about what happened. I'm really excited for the next update. Because one of them confessed their love to the other did not say anything. And they've just been awkward in the past few episodes. I hope I get to finish the hair. I did wash my hair. It's nice and, I don't know, it feels fluffier than usual, but also, I don't think it's clean. Because I was mainly just taking a bath to feel comfortable, despite having like a high fever. Randomly in the middle of the night. I still don't know the name of the cat. I still don't feel very well. I like when stories feel real, though. It's kind of like when people share Reddit stories. Though a lot of people have been sharing AI stories recently instead of Reddit stories, which feel so fake. And it's so boring to scroll YouTube and read fake stories. Have people lost their creativity? Reality is often darker than we think. Reality is often very disappointing. I think the most fun I ever had was before I tried to make friends. Being alone was very peaceful, and I kind of felt comfort in the silence. Most of my life, people usually made decisions for me. Because usually when I make decisions on my own, I make the wrong ones. As a little kid, there was a time where I saw an earthworm, and it was so big, and I threw it at someone. It was a pregnant worm. It was really big. I don't get grossed out by bugs. Imagine a horror game where you have to cook. That's wild. But there was this one movie I saw online. It was like a short horror movie. And all of her staff started putting their blood and guts and organs into the food. And at the end, when the critic asked for dessert, she ripped out her heart and handed it to him while it was still beating. Isn't that wild? Who comes up with these things? I feel like one thing I was always taught is you never want to meet your heroes in case your perceived perception of them is disappointing or different than what you thought. The horror game that I'm listening to kind of reminds me of the plotline to Fatty Patty. I think that's the name of the movie. But it's when a girl gets bullied for her size, and then over summer she goes on extreme diets and loses a ton of weight because she was fighting her binge eating disorder. Eating disorders are some really scary ones. Because food is meant to be safe. So when it becomes something that harms you, it's kind of sad. Food is meant to be a comforting thing. It's meant to taste good. It's meant to make you happy. And it's something you need to live. Some of my favorite games are sad games. As much as I love horror, it gives me too much anxiety. Mm. So I was talking about watching new animes and binge watching them at one point. If you have any to recommend to me in the comments, please recommend away. I'll watch when I find time. Usually, probably while filming videos, I'm not gonna lie. Because I like listening to anime when I'm filming. Because it's intriguing. I like it when people are more childish. They're more fun to be around and they're happier. But I guess some people don't like it when you ruin it down to childish. But that's the word that I was told to describe more fun activities. Because go-karting is technically considered childish, while race car driving is seen as more adult. Same thing with video games. They're seen as childish, despite most video games being quite highly rated and adult. But I think video games are awesome and more people should play them. Because it helps build your dexterity and keep your brain sharp. It was like, when I called my manager competent. I didn't know that that could be taken as an insult. You're competent enough, we'll keep up. Apparently that can be taken as an insult. But now that I know that it can be taken as an insult, I'm probably never gonna say it again. But my manager did state that that's probably the only form of compliment you will ever give. But it's only seen as a compliment because it was coming from me. And he knew I didn't mean it in a bad way. I don't understand emotions, but I also don't really feel very many. I can get very overwhelmed. That's a thing. But most of the time when I was younger, I'd always be a blank page. Nothing really goes on up here. I don't understand anger. I understand happiness and joy. It's one of the few things I experience. But most of the time I'm in a state of neutrality. I was told once that my confused face or my thinking face is a resting bitch face. And I'm like, I wish I would have known. Because I can't see my face. Which is why I like to look at my expressions when I'm talking to people, so that I know that I'm reacting properly. It's also why I study the small details of a person's expressions. I had to teach myself how to understand people, and I still don't fully understand people. Because of my lack of ability to actually feel. But something I wish I could feel a bit more of is sadness. Because, like, I can cry and, like, be upset, but usually people get sad when something dies. I wish I could do that too. Because I kind of want to feel more normal. I know my perception of death is also a lot skewed and very weird. But it's also because of everything I was taught about death has been considered a good thing. Death seems so peaceful and good. And I only wish people to die naturally. Mainly because life is also good. That's why people celebrate when a baby is born. Both death and life were seen as good to me. But I also think that's why people think I'm insulting them even when I'm not. If I apologize after I say something, that means I was intentionally insulting you. If I don't apologize after saying something, it's because I didn't think it was an insult in the first place. Same thing with, like, rage bait. It's meant to be funny. And that's also why I apologized immediately. It was like, it's like, before people's feelings are hurt, I hope you know this is rage bait. Because I didn't want people's feelings to get hurt. But I did kind of want to see what people would respond with. Because curiosity exists in the best ways. I think that's also why I like giving people gifts. Because it's my way of showing them that, like, I do appreciate them as people, and that it's my form of an apology for I know I'm an awful at understanding everything, but I do try. And I don't like it when people use indirect statements, like I have to understand that in the first place. But I'm getting better at understanding it. Because the older I get, the more that I see different things about different people and their understandings and how to speak. Because even when I was younger, I only found out that they were bullying me when people explained to me why what they were doing was meant to hurt my feelings. But it never did. It just bothered me that they wouldn't shut up and be quiet. I liked it better when they were silent. Like, I wasn't insulted. I was just annoyed that they kept talking. I wanted them to shut up. I never cared about their opinions in the first place. Because I didn't know them. But I also feel like the way I take things so literally can be a bad thing. Because not everyone means things literally. So one of my friends who is autistic was like, "You sound hurt." And I was like, I mean, I think most people in my situation would feel hurt, I guess, but I don't feel anything. And yes, I am resting my head because I don't feel very good, because I'm very tired from the nausea, despite sleeping almost an entire 12 hours just to rest after I vomited for now. Anyway, I hope you enjoy. Peace, love, have a good day, my fab fans, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye!